So anyway, if you went to the Williamtown Air Base, they had all these different marquees of all the squadrons, who were piloting and maintaining the plane. So each marquee actually had a bit of souvenirs, and this was the collector's
Squadrons and stuff, yeah.
this was the collector's item, which were the posters, and this was the biggest poster we got, and it was of the F-18 Hornet. And I don't know where the Hornet's based. Do you remember? They said.
Williamtown.
I'm not sure.
Hornets. Yeah, the Super Hornet, yeah.
Well, not
it's
sure.
Williamtown.
Well, look, if we're wrong, it's either based at Amberley, Edinburgh, or Pierce. Okay, so sorry to
Or
all.
Williamtown.
Well, I'm sorry to all those RAF people who are very particular about the locations of these squadrons.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is the F-18 Hornet. So this was actually must be the only one that's a cartoon, eh?
It's pretty much everything else
Yeah.
is actual real life pictures.
Okay.
But we do actually have F-18 Hornet pictures as well.
Yeah. All right. Let's see the other posters.
So what I'll do, I'll flip this one over. I'll use the back.
Okay.
Now,
Just put one on top of the other.
this was the first one we ran into,
Woohoo!
which was the Panther fire truck.
Yeah. Look, what I really liked about this being the first equipment that we saw was we spoke to the RAF personnel who was manning the fire truck, and I think that kind of set the tone for the rest of the day. For me, it was really talking to the people behind it, who were using it, who were maintaining it. I mean, they had fantastic stories to tell. So, look, behind every piece of machinery, and that's what we found at Fighter World Museum as well, that there are all these people maintaining all these really expensive military equipment.
And the best part is the pilots are only one small piece of a very big puzzle.
Exactly. So all those engineers and crew.
Flight
All right.
crews, everything. All right,
Next
next
one.
we have the Spartan.
Oh yeah, the C-27J Spartan. All right. What do you want to talk about that?
It's big. And I've got.
Shall
it's
we
big.
refer to the program?
Hang on. While you do that,
is this?
that's the other side of it. It's a cargo plane.
Oh, okay. So I don't know. Do you want to check? Anyway, look. There was a queue for the Spartan. So this is Mr. Martin looking for the specs back in the program. We didn't queue up for it, and I thought, you know what, because the cargo was open. The cargo hold was open. So I thought, you know what, I'm not going to queue up for this. Actually, as you saw in my video, we didn't queue up at all for the big jet planes because I don't know what the attraction is, and I'll talk more about it when we see the bigger planes.
So technically speaking, it's a light tactical aircraft.
Okay,
So
fantastic.
it's a light tactical airlifter. So it's basically it's not as big as like the Galaxies or the Globemasters or the Hercules.
Yeah, but I think they're there for the humanitarian and well, look, it's probably a marine rescue because they're flying over water here, so they're probably dropping
I
off
think
stuff.
it chops off a lot of bits and pieces.
Okay, all right, let's move on. Next
Okay,
one.
now can I get you to control yourself? For the
No,
next
no,
one?
no. We'll not talk about that because
fine.
we'll talk. That requires a separate video.
Please.
Okay.
All right, next
one.
one.
Pilatus PC-21
Yeah,
forward
I
air
believe
control.
That would be.
This is the training.
It's a trainer, but I
yeah.
don't actually have any info on it.
Well, yeah. So I suppose before they give you, if you were a pilot and you were groomed to do the fighter jet, you got to do the Pilatus. That's my understanding, and that's what I've read. So
That seems to be the way to go.
yeah, so that's why you've got
Oh, hang
to.
on, there is a little bit of information on the Pilatus. I tell a lie. I can't read. Just say my Pilatus.
Yeah, I know, and Minnie will get angry with me again because
Actually-
she reckons I make fun of you because you're uneducated, and you're not. You're just slow.
Anyway, moving on. It is a pilot trainer, as you can see. You have the instructor at the back and the pilot, the trainee in the front.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, basically they're used for training.
All right, next one.
And they are based out of Victoria, apparently.
Oh, Sale must be Sale at East Sale. That's where the roulettes are from, I think.
Is based in Sale, yes, correct.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, now Hawk, the 127,
Okay.
is also a training jet.
Mm-hmm.
They were talking to a gentleman who's going over to the US to do a bit of work with growlers. So he'd give us a really good bit of a rundown
Yeah, but about the hawk or the growler?
about the growler.
Yeah, but this is about the hawk. So
Well, apparently the role in this one is that they call it a lead-in fighter trainer. So it must be as they're starting to get into the jets.
okay.
Same thing again. Student pilot in the front and a instructor in the back.
I think he was a bit disappointed that he didn't fly in the air show because you see, the personnel that were manning each stand or each plane, or the spokesperson for it, the pilots got a day off, or well, most of them did, I think, because they were a bit tired, especially the fighter jet pilots. So we got the next best, I suppose.
So basically, once you master this one after 14 weeks, you get to move on to the F-35s, the F-18s, or the Growler. And this one's based out of RAF Base Pierce.
Okay, and that's I think in WA. So I think I'm going to stop this video because it's getting too long. Because as you can tell, Mr. Martin likes to talk a lot.